Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel M2K Science. This video we will discuss about class 10th DP chapter 2 federalism part 2. So let us first of all understand about the two different types of federalism, that is coming together federalism and holding together federalism. Now what is coming together federalism? You can understand by the name that they are coming together. So this type of federalism, the first route involves independent states coming together on their own to form a bigger unit, like USA. USA has various different states who are not subordinate to the central government and they are independent nations. They come together and they form a bigger unit, so that by pooling sovereignty and retaining identity they can increase their security, Now this type of federalism, and when independent states come together to form a bigger unit, is known as coming together federalism. This is practiced in USA, this is practiced in Switzerland, etc. Now next, holding together federalism. This is a second route when a large country decides to divide its power between constituent states and the national government. You can simply understand holding type of federalism by the Indian federalism, because India performs holding type of federalism. India has holding type of federalism. So the power is divided among each state and the state is not subordinate to the central government. In this second category, the central government tends to be more powerful, vice versa the state government, yes, but the central government is powerful than the state government and state government is powerful than the local government. This type of federalism is practiced by our country India. Now let us look at various lists. These are the lists that we have in our country. So the first list is union list. Now what does union list has? Union list has subjects of national importance, means all the things that are important to all the people of a country are known as are coming in the union list. So first of all, it has defense, because defense is practiced on a national basis. The Indian Army works for the whole nation, so the topic defense is really important for our national security. That is why it comes under the union list. Then secondly, communication, various television, etc., all come under this. Then currency, because currency, that is our Indian currency is rupee, so that is also produced for the whole country. That is why it is a national interest, that is why it comes under the union list. Then other points like banking, that is connected to currency, that is why it also comes in union list. So the union government alone can make laws relating to the subjects mentioned in the union list. Yes, the subjects mentioned in all these lists, the government at that level can independently take rule or can make rules regarding these. So national government can easily independently make rules for defense, communication, currency, banking, etc., and even foreign affairs. Now next, state list. It contains subjects of state and local importance such as police. Yes, each state has its own different police, and if a state has more criminal or more violence in that state, so the police force will work more properly in that state. And if a state is very non-violent and it is working very nicely, so the police will be appointed in another way, right? So trade, yes, trade among two different states also comes under state list. Then commerce, agriculture, etc., all come under this category. Now the state government can independently make laws relating to all these subjects mentioned in the state list. Next, concurrent list. This includes subjects of common interest of both union list as well as state list. So means both central government and state government, such as education, forest departments, trade unions, marriage, adoption and succession. Both the union as well as the state government can make laws on the subjects mentioned in this list, right? If their laws conflict with each other, then the law made by the union government will be prevailed, because the central government, union government, has more powers when compared to the state government. Now in India, some states even enjoy some extra powers. Now it is not so, but previously, around some months ago, Jammu and Kashmir used to enjoy some special rights, like state enjoyed some special status, like Jammu and Kashmir has its own constitution. Now it does not have its own constitution, but before some time it had its own constitutions. Many provisions of the Indian constitution are not applicable to the state without the approval of the state assembly, etc. Now, what are union territories? We all know about union territories. There are some units of the Indian Union which enjoy very little power. Very little power is given to the union territories, and these are areas which are too smaller to become a state, like Andaman and Nicobar. It is a very small island, but it cannot be joined to another state. Chandigarh, etc. All these are union territories, but which could not be merged with any of the existing states. These areas like Chandigarh, Lakshadweep or the capital city of Delhi are called as union territories, which cannot be merged with any other state and enjoy a less power. These territories do not have the powers of the state. The central government has special powers in running these government. The central government runs the union territories in our country. Now the parliament on its own cannot change this agreement. Any change to it has to be first passed by the houses of parliament with at least 2/3 majority. So it is not easy to make changes in the power sharing arrangements of our country. The parliament, the 2/3 majority of the parliament house should agree on a rule or an agreement, then only changes can be made. Now, in case of any dispute about the division of powers, the High Court and the Supreme Court make a decision. As I told you, the judiciary is at the topmost position in our country in federalism. So if any dispute is taking place, then High Court and Supreme Court prevail in that and make a decision. The union and state government have the power to raise resources by increasing taxes in order to carry on the government and responsibilities assigned to each one of them. Yes, they can raise taxes, and the people of our country are paying taxes so that the government can run properly and make certain arrangements for us. So this was all about this video. This was part 2 of federalism. We will be meeting in our next video with the further chapter. Thank you for watching in the video, and do subscribe my channel. Thank you.